So Sam Bankman-Fried has finally been sentenced to up to 115 years in prison. Here are my thoughts on the situation and what I think about entrepreneurship for young people. SBF was an ambitious young man who went to MIT and worked for one of the largest hedge funds in the world called Jane Street, and at that time he was probably making at least 300,000 USD a year, and now he's charged with wire fraud, conspiracy, securities conspiracy, fraud, and money laundering. Despite having parents who are very big shot lawyers from Stanford who specializes in ethics, clearly it kind of missed a generation here. It's definitely really sad to see someone who's definitely smart and talented and ambitious having to essentially go to jail at such an early age, where he was practically just playing video games and trying to make as much money as possible. And this is the risk that entrepreneurs have to encounter. And a lot of young people these days don't take these risks seriously enough. And they just think like, oh, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm so good. I'm going to make billions and I'm going to be the next Mark Zuckerberg. Well, that's not necessarily always the case. Mark Zuckerberg dodged a lot of bullets and he definitely went into court quite a few times. But because he works for a social media company, that doesn't really directly hurt anyone. A lot of the hurt that has been deemed in society, like data breaches or like maybe making kids addicted, it's quite hard to prove, but embezzling money or like directly losing money from big shot investors who are very powerful is going to directly hurt you because you are essentially making the really rich and powerful people in the world hurt and they're going to hurt you back. This is why I think we should give entrepreneurs more credit and more respect, because the ones that have been successful and have built a long-term track record without going to jail is actually very good, because they have managed to do the right thing for a very long time, prevent greed from happening, do the boring and dirty work every single day to make sure the company is afloat. Because as it's found out, SBF has been using QuickBooks as the only accounting methods, and the new CEO who used to clean up Enron, who's now cleaning up FTX, has found that they don't even have any paperwork for a company of that size. It amazes me that the company has been able to run this long without being a legitimate company and being one of US's baby. But regardless, it is a very sad and a great reminder for young people these days who are ambitious enough to want to be entrepreneurs to always stick to the right side of ethics before money and greed catches up to them and ruin their life forever, as same what SBS has had here. Check the link in my bio.